I said, I don't think I got a thing to show me tonight. Got everything shipped and gone. Oh. Oh, he got the knives.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Whose mistake was it?
I don't know.
Should ask him.
I will. Hey, Chad. Hey, Rick. Ariel. Chad. Seems different. I'm on my cell phone. We were here doing a knife glue up. It's all on the table behind me. Dad is still right there, just putting everything together, tidying up before he heads home. But I didn't have enough time to get out the laptop and set everything up. So I had to use my phone. Hey, Brad, Mark, Clinton. But good catch there. We'll see how this works. I've only used my phone, I think, once before. And it's a little different the way things are laid out on the screen. And the chat only shows just a little sliding bar. So your comments just kind of slide past quickly. So you gotta kind of catch them. You can swipe along. Good, glad you can hear me. You can swipe along. Oh, I thought you had your new shirt on.
Nope.
It's been a fantastic week here at the shop. Loads of production. Maybe our best week this year for production. What do you think, Dad?
Yeah, I'd say
3 heat treats this week?
2 big glue-ups.
Yeah. It's been a big week of production here.
Another heat treat ready.
And a couple evening shipping.
Yep.
Couple batches of shipping. Another heat treat prepared. We're trying to get it out, get your orders out, and lots of leather work on the go here off camera.
Tell him the old fella's not so good as he once was, but he's good as what he was. Yeah. All right. Good night.
Okay, good night. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. I'm gone to Grand Falls tomorrow, so.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, enjoy.
And down. Oh, yes.
I'll message you with the supplies I need.
All right.
Getting it running like a well-oiled machine. Trying to dial it in. I have officially, I feel like, reached capacity of my ability to make production happen. I don't know if this is real contrasty tonight or if I'm just that dirty from grinding all evening. But I just look like, I know the camera is much more contrasty on the phone. Yeah, a lot harsher colors and everything's really dark, really harsh blacks. But yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, how can I make things move more smoothly, more efficiently, just make things happen a little more quickly? And working through that process is not easy. Not easy. And of course, the answer could be you're in this bubble where K&N Knives is a handcrafted knife brand. A handcraft.
Key in my veins hung up on the rack there if you need to
Okay.
move her or if you need her or whatever.
Are you putting her back inside?
No.
You leaving her out?
Yes, as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Hopefully I get a bit of rain we can wash guts off.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be fantastic. I'll get back to Different on the phone there, guys. Really different. Trying to make sure I see everyone's. But what I was saying was, K&N Knives is a handcrafted knife brand. So, of course, you could get to the point where I know like Triple X Knives. I don't know how many of you will know of Triple X Knives. They closed down. But I believe they started as a handcrafted knife company. And then they moved further and further into a production knife company until they've got a huge water jet system in their shop, and they're putting in like 4 or 5 by 8 sheets of steel on the machine, and they're cutting out 200 knife blanks, and they're picking handle scales out of huge bins, and they're just slapping on glued, and they're fine knives. Triple X made beautiful knives, but at that point, are they handcrafted knives? Are they what makes them different from a buck knife or any production one of 1,000 knife then would be my question. This is something that I'm battling with and trying to work through, because I even thought really long and hard and delayed for years on getting this leather stitching machine here. Right here. It's kind of hard to see against the dark contrasted background, but am I crossing the line of not handcrafted? And I don't think that is the case with a stitching machine. I don't think that's a part of the process that matters. If there's a way that you can streamline that part of the process, and everything's still all hands-on and manual, and all the leather work is done manual, except instead of manually drilling the holes, every time I do that same motion, I'm running a stitch. Beautiful thing. Still all hand done, still a person doing it. Handcrafted. But at what point do you get out of that territory? And then everything changes. Price scheme changes. And sure, you might be able to make 5,000 knives in a year. But at what cost? At what cost? Something to think about. These are things that I spend a lot of time thinking about. Brad King, I'm glad you love the boat build project. If you didn't know yet, guys, last Friday we released episode 1. Today, this Friday, episode 2 went up this afternoon. Afternoon is kind of a tough, slow time to release a video, but I head down at 3 o'clock to the shop here, and then I'm taken up for the evening. So, if you haven't seen that episode yet, I'd highly recommend. I think it's such a good series. I can see the way it's going, and I'm just excited with the content that's putting out, like today's episode, being able to tell that story through video and having all of this B-roll footage that I can roll in. I just think it makes for just great TV. Just great TV, kind of what I would hope to watch on, public television and stuff these days, but you don't often see it. You get a lot of, played up drama, and they're making problems when there are no problems, and there's amped up music trying to make a situation very serious so you're concerned. And maybe that formula works great for audience retention and getting clicks. But again, at what cost? Maybe we'll title this video, At What Cost? But I don't want that. I want a nice, easy watch, because I know what I like. And because of that, it'll be hard for my YouTube to ever be an explosion caliber or I've had several viral videos, but sort of fluked into them, that type of thing. Good content, but you just hit the right line. My content is not designed to be clickbaity and to draw the masses. I'm not that personality, and I don't like watching that type of personality. I don't know about you guys, but when I sit down to watch content online, and I'll sit down and put it up on the smart TV, and YouTube is there, and I can just sit and watch a guy work and tell a story and talk and that type of thing. And it's kind of like, the old Wrangler Star content back at the last property. I don't know if you guys know Wrangler Star or follow his content. It used to be so that, what I'm talking about. And I kind of modeled my content after what he used to be. Very try to be down to earth and humble and just talk to you guys and relate with you guys and just normal stuff. Not trying to create explosions and drama and problems. Just everyday life. And at the end of a week, when I sit down to watch something on the TV, at the end of a long day of work, you sit down to watch something, I want it to be easy. Tell me if you guys are in the same place, but that's where I am. And so I think that boat project is trying to do that. Just good, easy watching. You've got the boats, you've got some fishing, you've got the scenery, you've got some fab work. We're in the shop, we're talking, I'm explaining to you what's happening. I'm trying to give you the story of why I'm doing this. And that's how I want it to go. So I hope you like it. I hope you take the time to check it out. Sean McGrath, good evening from Newfoundland. Good evening to you in Rhode Island, buddy. I'm glad that you love the boat project. I think I've got an email or two to send your way. I'm starting to get to the bottom of the pit of emails. This week was tough. I try all day, you know. Every chance I get, I answer a few more emails, trying to pick away at that total. You go to bed at night and you wake up the next morning and you've got more than you started the day before with. So but it's all good fun. Right now, I'm in a really good spot. This weekend, again, I hope to get down there. Jingle bells, how are you and Dad doing? Let me tell that's excited fellow from Monday. Yes, sir, yours is on the way. And I realized after we had it all packed up and headed out the door, realized that we forgot your mug, so we just shipped it in a second box. Rather than tear apart your package and destroy the label and all that, we just shipped it in a second box. Ariel, a tortured artist, is that the way? Just scrolling down through the comments here now, guys. Hey, Tavis. I'm so glad you like that mini tradesman, buddy. Glad it arrived safe and sound. Really glad. Thanks, Chad. It's manually run. It's not like it's made by CNC or something. That's kind of where I draw the line as well, I think, you know. Of course, there are just so many ways to look at it, but that's where I head. And handcrafted premium is what I'm looking for. Thanks, Ariel, for supporting that. Chad, I appreciate you being willing to check it out later tonight. I know last week you got to watching it, but a lot of the content rolled in was bringing you up to speed of what the boat has done and where it's been over the last several years. Now, today's video that just released, we're digging into the console model more. You, of course, get some great family footage, some great dreamy boat footage, and then we dive into the fab work, right into the fab work. And you get to see, by the end of the video, I think a very cool scene, if some of you would agree. But pretty excited about that. Hey, Andrew! NL East, thanks so much. Ariel says, the boat build is cool but scary for me. If I needed that console for shelter, I wouldn't be going out. Not where I can see icebergs. Oh, I was saying to my wife just this week as we were editing, I was editing that footage and we were having a look at it. I live in a pretty cool place in the world, a place where there's just oceans and 800-pound animals walking around, and there's mountains and just the most incredible scenes and waterfalls. Those icebergs that summer, which was, I think, summer 2023, I believe it would have been, was that was the most incredible thing that I've ever seen in my life. In terms of witnessing something natural, I'm just checking the battery on my phone here, guys. Give me one sec. In terms of something natural, riding up in boat and looking up like this at that iceberg, and just, you can't imagine the scale. You can't imagine the scale, and you can't imagine the color and how pure it looks. It is just like nothing I've ever seen. Nothing as compared to that in terms of natural beauty. Like I said, I live in a pretty picturesque spot, a pretty crazy spot, but that takes the cake. Something else. But as for the console, I'd like to use my boat longer than just your toasty warm summer boating season. Even out now this time of year, I wake up in the mornings and it's, -2 out, and the water is sitting in the bay like oil, and there's little, like almost frost or slush on the water. And I'm just longing to go out and boat. And of course, you could go out without a console and that. But it would be so much more comfortable if you had a console, and you could be a little warm, and you're behind this glass, and it's just nice. And there's so many days this past summer where I've looked out and it's been a rainy day, but the water's just like oil. It's just still out. And it's just showering down, raining. It's just so beautiful. Just ducks out on the harbor sitting. And I said, man, if I had my console in, I would be out there strolling around today. Just beautiful. And of course, when the fishing season opens, in the fall of the year, you usually, the season might be open for 10 straight days, 15 straight days, whatever. And you might have 8 of those might be rainy, miserable days, fog and rain and cold. And to be able to flick out, we got like 2 kilometers maybe, I'd guess, I don't know, to get to the fishing spot. To be able to get down behind that console, gonna be nice. Gonna be nice. Yeah, Andrew, I don't know if you've been watching Wrangler Star long, but that was not who Wrangler Star was when he came into the picture. And I think most people loved him so much because of that. Just so down to earth. The everyman struggle, just working, building a life for him and his family is a beautiful thing. And then there's this demise into the clickbait and the toys and the drama, and it's just really overdone. And I don't enjoy it. It's not relatable anymore. It's not a nice, easy watch. Yeah, opinions, a lot of chatter, and it's not a comfortable watch. At the end of the day, when I sit back and I'm sipping a tea and I've got my feet up and I just want to relax and watch some TV, that's not the TV I want to be watching. It's not the videos I want to be watching. Thanks so much. Glad you guys enjoy the content. I really appreciate that. NLE, still driving your DR650? No, I sold the DR650 a few years ago, and then what did I sell it to buy? I had 2 ATVs and a quad. Or, I had 2 ATVs. Let me grab the charger here. I had 2 ATVs and I had the DR650. Repeating myself here. And we decided we didn't like going off separated like that as a family. Hopefully, I think I'll have even better internet out here. I need to get to a cord where I can hold the phone, plug in my charger. Now you're out in the garage here now. The console is right behind the camera. But we had that set up and we didn't like it. So we sold the 2 quads. There we go. We've got power. I don't want to go turn that way because we've got the beautiful console there. I'm looking at it right now. It's just a beautiful thing. I'll just stand here and talk to you guys. No high-end production right here. we didn't like going all off together, so we sold the two ATVs and the DR650 and bought that big crew cab Polaris Ranger we have. And I was about to say never regretted it since that day, but I don't know if that's true. Definitely it was the right move, but I've missed selling the DR650. I should have kept that bike. JC, if you order a knife from the US, will I have to pay tariffs? Possibly. It might be like, so I get a lot of packages coming in from the US to Canada, and a lot of times upon import, or not a lot of times, maybe 15 to 20% of the times that it passes through border patrol, customs, they inspect it and it gets tacked with a tariff or a customs charge, I'll call it. And that happens occasionally. So that could happen if you have a package come in from me. That is possible. Chad says, not sure if you're already beyond the point of paint, but asking some old timers, just use orbital sander and self-etching primer will work just fine. I appreciate you saying that, buddy. That's one part that I've been not stressing about, but scratching my head about. I'm not at the point of paint. Nowhere near that yet. I'm not that far ahead of you guys. Just a few more panels and a few more welds past what you guys have seen. But I've been wondering about that. Wondering exactly how to paint it. And I'm watching videos online and I see all these plate boat builds. And they're all painted. Beautiful, glossy paint. So I'm thinking there must be a good way to paint aluminum that's reliable. They're doing this with them. But to just have that kind of a mechanical bite to sand the surface and then an acid etch primer as well. Yeah, that's where I'm going to go. And then I guess once you prime it, I guess you can use whatever you want for paint then. A nice single stage, a metallic, an automotive paint and clear. I guess once it's primed, you can do just about anything with it. Hey, Richter! JC, how will tariff affect your production? I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with costs. Costs have been rising consistently for the last 5 years anyways. It's just been a pretty linear climb. So we'll see. We'll see. Michael Arnett, do you need to send me some money? Yeah, you're one of the emails, buddy. You're one of the emails that I've got to get back to. I was looking at it just there today, but I didn't have the chance to respond. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to get back to you this weekend. We'll get it all set up for you. Production is going really well right now, which is great. Lots of knives moving through the shop, which I'm super excited about. Just checking. Hey, Avid Hunter. Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is a beautiful place. I haven't been there in a lot of years now. But when I was in university and my wife and I were just married and talking about building a life for ourselves, Nova Scotia is where we planned to end up. That was our big plan. The properties up there were cheap. These old farm properties that families have inherited, and the young kids don't want anything to do with it. They're down in Halifax, living in condominiums or whatever they might be doing, and they leave in these properties, and they're just hoping, hey, if I could get 150 grand for it, I'd be more than happy. That's 150 grand I didn't have to earn. And so they're just putting up these properties of 20 acres, 30 acres. I don't know what it's like now, but that's what it was like then. And so we thought that's what we want. One of these hobby farms or homestead type farms. Like I had been big into Wrangler Star at that time. That life that he was living just seems so magical, so perfect. And so that was the plan. We were going to buy a property, buy a property up there. And we were both in school to become teachers, so we'd get involved with the school system up there. That didn't happen. Change of plans, and would be difficult to be more happy than we are here, what we're doing right now. Just an incredible life. Hey, 35 people here in this moment. If you could hit that like button, that would be wonderful. Um, yeah, Chad, we are living an incredible life. And at this point, I could not imagine leaving the water. I could not imagine being inland on a property. It's hard to get, unlike Nova Scotia, where there's these huge chunks of deeded land, you don't really get that in Newfoundland. There's a couple spots, but other than that, it's pretty much all crown land. So if you want to build a house somewhere, you apply for like a small plot of land, and that's your land. And you can, I think you have the option of buying or leasing from the crown, it's called. But I can't just, it's not easy to just obtain, 20 acres. I can't just go and take 20 acres of land, take it in, build a massive fence, build a home, build a barn way back in the back end of the property, put trails on it. Doesn't really work like that here in Newfoundland, unfortunately. It was probably good because the Newfies would have it all taken up and squandered, and every bog in this whole beautiful province would be destroyed, excavated, backfilled. There wouldn't be a wetland left. Avid hunter, boy, we got a lot of people looking to send me money here. A lot of people looking to send me some cash. I like the sound of that. That's a nice way to end the week. Blue Dog 100%. What a great day the Lord has given us. Absolutely. Just a gorgeous day here. Windy. You don't have that nice, oily, serene harbor there. But just a beautiful day. Warm, sunny. The water's running down the hills as the snow melts. What's your latest build? I was just saying to Dad as I was firing up the live stream here, I said, boy, I don't think I got a thing to show these guys tonight. I've gotten loads of new materials in, and it's been an extremely productive week, but as the knives are done, okay, George's knife is done. Excellent. Let's package it up, get it out the door. George is waiting for his knife. We want it there right away. Okay, we built these 3 bake apples in blue maple. Okay, all 3 are already spoken for. Let's get it done, get it packaged, and get them out there waiting for their knives. And so that's how the week has been going. However, you might want to check out knknives.ca because some new product quietly went up this week. I didn't show it in a YouTube video. There was no Instagram post, nothing like that. But some new tradesmen went up. Some very beautiful tradesman knives. By the way, Chad, your tradesman is on the way to you, buddy. There's been some nice stuff put up on the site. A whole bunch of bake apple knives. Just really, really great. So if you want to check out and see what's new on the website, there's also a really cool one-off tradesman there in like a brilliant finish and a black metallic pearloid scale. Really, really cool. Yeah, Ariel, I think that's the one you're talking about, that buff tradesman. That is definitely a cool piece. But some of the pieces gone up this week have been gone. They're sold, out of stock already. Some took down. There's still some great options there right now. Richter still have the van. Are you talking about the flatbed build project? Kevin, the latest knife build, the finest knife build moving through this shop this week has been for Strapped and Dangerous there. It's just an incredible one-off piece. I'm filming it. I'm not doing a fantastic job of filming it just because there's so much going on in the shop, and it's hard, when you dive into a project, it's hard to stop and get all those shots. But you guys will get to see the project probably next week. It's just an incredible, incredible build. It's going to be such a beautiful knife. Sean, the mini tradesman, has been a great success so far. Really, really happy about that. Chad, you got the weekend off again, buddy? That's great. Yeah, folder is going to be a ways out. That's going to be tough. Brad says he can't wait to see what handle we pick out for his kitchen knife. Brad just put in an order for a custom kitchen knife. I'm excited for that too, Brad. I think we're going to use something synthetic, a G10 or micarta, just because of just how long lasting and durable it is. Very, very excited for that build, though. We'll see if we can film that one as well. Avid Hunter, Bake Apple or Tuckamore? If I could only have one knife for the rest of my life, Tuckamore. Tuckamore is a really great pattern. We've edited the models, the template just slightly this year, so it's just a little different than the Tuckamores that have been coming out in the past few years. It's just a little bit girthier and just a little bit more pronounced on the back end, which is exciting. I really like the edits, but if I could only have one knife for the rest of my days, it would be the Tuckamore because it's a more substantial knife. Maple burl or micarta? Micarta for longevity and durability. Maple burl 100% for looks. It's you can't beat some of those burl woods. Just so beautiful. Ariel, a production kitchen knife would be a great addition to the stable. 100% agreed. Working towards it, but already have a couple new knife designs planned for this year, and the kitchen knife wasn't in the plans. I do have a couple kitchen knife models that I designed in my first year as a knife maker, and I still make those upon request. One of those is what I'll be building for Brad there. Models that I've been building over the years, and I never make them just to put them up on lists for sale. I never make them for that, but I agree, Ariel. Very giftable, and the cool thing about kitchen knives is that while not everyone has use for a hunting knife, not everyone has use for a woods knife. You know, you only pick up a certain part of the demographic. A kitchen knife, everybody needs a knife in the kitchen. I do get the appeal behind that. Avid Hunter, yeah, blue maple burl. I had a shipment of blue. I had a really beautiful, like exotic piece of blue maple burl come in today. Quite expensive. It'll be used on a special project. I'm thinking I'm going to do a dual set of Tuckamores in maybe a polished blade, maybe a filed tang with this, and it's really dark, contrasty navy blue and black maple burl. So that against the polished blade, and then with some tang filing, I think I'm going to do a set of two. The piece is big enough to get two Tuckamores out of, and they're going to go up on the site, I think, for sale. That'll be in the next couple weeks. I'm really excited about that because as soon as I seen the wood, this picture came to my mind of the knife that I'd want to put it on. And so that's what I'm going to build. I'm just going to jump on it and get that done. Snakehead, I couldn't answer you. I don't think from my understanding there is a stainless steel that you could do good justice with in a propane forge. Kevin, where do I get my leather from? I mostly Tandy over the years. I've shopped around a little bit in recent times. As materials are getting harder and harder to come by, I'm starting to expand my network. So I'm picking up some different suppliers around. Yeah, but mostly Tandy. And at this point, 6 to 7 ounce leather, a good 6 to 7 ounce leather. Sometimes you get a hide come in, it's just too soft. I like a stiffer hide in a 6 to 7 ounce leather is my ideal. Chad, what's the brand? Starbond. Starbond sells a little mini kit where you get one very tiny squirt bottle of activator and a real tiny supply of cyanoacrylate. I don't know how much it costs, but Ariel, 100% agreed. That's usually a decent telltale if we have to refinish the back of the hide, and that's usually, it comes in pieces on the hide. It's not the whole back, but when that happens, it's usually a much softer leather and really not the perfect grain of leather that I like. Still has a beautiful face, a really beautiful face, but it doesn't have the same rigidity and form and toughness. I don't like it quite as well. I am, as I mentioned in the live, or not the live stream, the episode that went up just today, I'm just enjoying so much working away in this shop here, in this space that I'm in right now. And I'll show you guys just since I can. The space that I'm in out here is about 40 by 50. All insulated. We put this workbench in here just a little while ago. It's going to get a steel top, but did some rewiring on the building. Some beautiful LED lights to light up this side of the lift. This is a 14,000 pound bend pack. 18.5 feet long deck, I believe. Just really, really a nice lift. The 4-post takes up a huge amount of room, but you can park everything on it and you can work on it. And I think I'm going to clean it up now and do a bunch of my welding there. It's like the perfect adjustable table. You can sit in under it, rolling under it. It's really great. The blade is off the truck. Any snow left here? Very, very little. The tire, all the tire gear over here in the corner. And then this section, you see we got some sheet goods here. This section back here is the real large workbench. And then we've got some of the machines over here. It's just comfort. This 2-post lift, I've debated taking it out. I'm hanging on to it for right now, and it is a really, really nice work table. As you can see in today's video, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Share it with your friends if you would. And but I use this 2-post lift because it's got the arms that come out like this on each side, and they're adjustable. And so you can put your sheet of material on there and lift it up however high you want. And sit down and weld away or cut away. It's pretty luxurious. Hey, Alan! Doing good, buddy. Myself and the family are doing fantastic. Really excited for the weekend. I've got in some great work here on the console this week. Moving ahead with that project. A great week in the knife shop. A great week at home. We've had some nice weather here. The girls and I have got out to play some this week. It's just been a fun week. Just this evening, I had someone come by the shop for a photo shoot. The reason that I haven't got the new merch up on the website, and I do have merch here, and it has been selling away. Some of you guys have been emailing me, and I've been shipping boxes of 4 and 5 shirts and stuff like this. But the reason I haven't got it up on the site is because I need product shots, and that's always an obstacle. With knives, it's a little easier. I can do it at my leisure. But for the merch, you need someone to put it on so I can take a shot of the shirt. How does it look? How does it look on a person? What is kind of the shape and feel of the shirt, the color, you know? And so I got someone to stop by today, and and they kind of put on the shirts and took a few shots out in the yard. You get to learn all kinds of stuff when you're me. You get to do all kinds of stuff. I never thought I'd be shooting a model shoot, but you get to do all kinds of fun stuff. So those pictures should be going up very early next week, and you'll be able to go on the website and buy hats in various colors and shirts in various colors and some hoodies, and I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. Alan, yeah, Michael, Chad, Alan, I'm glad, buddy. I'm glad the boat project has you interested, has you intrigued. That's the goal. Trying to get you all excited about it so you'll be hooked and you'll want to follow along every week. Something like that, a project like that, although I'd love to rip them out, once, twice, 3 times a week. I think it's better to do a once a week release of like a nice polished video. And you're not just getting little tidbits, in 12 minutes, 14 minutes, you don't see enough on a project this big to really satisfy you. But once a week, that 40-minute to an hour-long type of production really lets you be a part of the story. So I hope you guys are okay with that. It's the plan for the rest of this project. Thank you, Michael. The new one released today, I think, competes with it, maybe even beats it. Yeah, make sure you go check it out tonight. Sean McGrath, the house you had bought next door. Oh, if you haven't seen the video on that, it's a fun video if you can find it. I can't link it here now. If I was on the laptop, maybe. But if you can find the video on my YouTube channel, we brought in an excavator and just punched right through the house. Bulldozed the whole thing, crunched it up, loaded it in a dump truck, and took it away. And it's a fun video to watch. I think it's a fantastic video to watch. So got the drone up in the air going around, and the excavator is destroying the house. A lot of fun. Build a beautiful piece of land next door. And that was my plan before I bought this shop. That land was going to be where I built my new workshop. Because if you guys remember back a few years ago now, 2022, 21, and 2020, I have an attached garage on the side of my house, about 14 by 24, 13 by 24 roughly, and that's where my shop was. It wasn't big enough. I had far outgrown it, and so that big piece of land next door, we cleared off, build a beautiful pad. I'll build a shop there. I think my intentions were like 30 by 40 was the plan. I had all the town approval, I had my drawings in, submitted, and everything was ready to go. The pad, the nice lot was built there. And then I said, I don't think this is a good idea. I think I'm going to need more space. So then I came down here on this highway that this shop is on, and Dad and I, first I spent some time driving back and forth the road. Then I got on GPS looking around. Then Dad and I came down with rubber boots and some gear and some measuring tapes, and we actually got out in the woods down here and selected and ribboned off a nice plot of land where I said, this is a nice sized piece of land for probably a 40 by 60 shop or something like that. And looking at it as an investment as well. At least if it's down here and not on my home property, then I can sell the building and property if I need to or want to, that type of thing. So that was all in the works. And then I found this place. And this just was the perfect deal didn't seem like the perfect time at the time. It really was, but of course I didn't feel quite ready for a building of this scale and an investment of this scale. But now looking back, it was the perfect time, the perfect opportunity. But you don't always see that when you're in it. You don't always see that. But to answer your question, we destroyed that house, built a beautiful piece of land, and now we parked the side by there, and that's where I put up my kids' pool in the summer. So an expensive piece of land for that, but well worth it. Well worth it. Someday I'll probably build a small workshop there. Or small garage. We'll see. We'll see. Ariel, the four sons want in on the party. Well, let's send down some new gear, buddy. Are the hats Richardson? No, they're like a Richardson match. They're same caliber, same quality as the Richardson, same price as the Richardson, but at the time I couldn't get I believe the colors that I wanted and the product availability that I wanted with the Richardson. So I went with this other brand. And they're a very well rated brand as well. I think it's Yupong or something like that. They're a beautiful hat. You'll see the pictures up on the site this week. Really nice, solid front. I think a solid 2-panel front, and then a mesh back, a really tight mesh back, snap back. Really nice. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you for commenting on that. I think there are some nice hats. I have super bright red, like brighter than the lift there red. And they look awesome. I have black. I believe Ariel's got the black one. I have the charcoal gray. Tan with white mesh. And they're all really nice. The same embroidery on all of them. But you'll see the t-shirts are really fantastic. The sweaters and hoodies are really nice. It's my plan to keep up on the merch going forward. I'll do my best for you guys. Or close to my best. But I really like the idea of having merch, and I think it's great that you guys, you want to support and you want to jump in on it. And I get it. You have I have what? What do I have? If you have a Ford truck, you like to wear a Ford hat. I get that sentiment. I have the brand new Honda engine on the boat. I like wearing a Honda hat because, hey, I got a Honda engine. I like Honda, and I like wearing, throwing that name on my hat. Happy to do so. So I get that. Chad. Okay, so the Yupong brand. I didn't know if you would know, Chad, but I didn't realize that they're actually a slightly bigger wearing, or they open a little more. But I was really impressed. I ordered a couple at first, and I said, "Geez, this is the Richardson hat all over again." They were no better price. They're right on. The Richardson is considered a premium hat for that type of merch product. And the Yupong is right there with it. Head like a $20 cabbage. But it's nice. I'm really happy with the merch. I'm not wearing it tonight, but we'll see. I'm glad, Ariel, that you're pleased. Ariel, his Strapped and Dangerous channel. If you want to, I don't know how it works. I don't know if you can click on his name tag there now and head to his channel. But he's put up a couple really cool shorts and a short review on the tradesman and the mini tradesman. And he does a comparison there. And it's just really cool. He does a fine job there. Says all the stuff I think that you'd want to know if you were shopping. Let me unplug. I should have plenty of charge here now. Look how good the phone camera is, though, compared to the laptop. Boy, that console sure does look good over there. Oh yeah, look, I'm covered in dirt. That's what it is. Side profile doesn't really show you anything, so we're good. We're back in the light. Look at this glue up. Where's Ariel's knife? I had it on my list to build Ariel's knife, or to do the handles, grind it in tonight. And I was really hoping to get to do that because I'm dying here looking at it. All cured and ready to go. Ready to grind. And I did not get to grind it. And I want to grind this material so badly so I can enjoy it and see it come to life. But we've got, Ariel, I hope you don't mind me showing, buddy. Of course, it'd be nicer if you could see it when it's all done. But we have a warrior pattern here. And then with just an incredible burl wood. We have, you can't even tell, but a filed, really nicely filed tang, brass, and a red liner. And you're not going to be able to appreciate it, of course, but we have a couple of pins, which Ariel can explain the significance if he likes. I'm not going to do that here on camera, but just a couple of beautiful commemorative pins here, and they're inlaid into the handle, so they're recessed into the handle. And then we've got an epoxy pour, a clear epoxy pour right over the top. So they're inside this epoxy kind of, they're submerged. And I've been practicing with the epoxy, and I've got it figured out how to get it up to like a glass polish, you know, so it's perfect and you can see through it. We've got forged finish flats, a polished bevel. It's just so good. We've got some blade stamping on there. It is going, I think this is going to be an amazing piece. I'm pretty excited to see it done. What else can I show you guys? Not a ton to show you because it's been going, stuff has been going out the door, like I said. I have, if anyone's interested, we just ended up with this one-off kind of high-grade brilliant finish bake apple. Oh, look at that blade finish. And it's in this gorgeous orange burl. It's a black liner. And it's not, they're not finished yet. I haven't quite got that far. So you can see, you're seeing one in like rough mid-stage there now. This handle material polish like glass, and it'll turn like a very rich orangey brown color. But you're seeing the mid stages, and that's how I do my knives right there. So they're 2-dimension, and then they're 45'd, and then they're rounded in. And I've kind of changed my my pattern, course of action, how I've done this over the years, because I want a knife that when it's done, that it's not too rounded. I don't want 2 half moons coming in on a tang like that. I like to have kind of a flat side and then to meet into the tang like this. That's my preferred shape. That's what I'm going for. And so this is the best way. If you just flat 4 sides and then you just break those corners, and from here I'll round that in. It's the little things that make all the difference in the end result. But this one is available. It'll go on the site if one of you cool guys don't buy it before it gets there. But this is going to be a fine piece, just a one-off. Really, really nice. Yeah, if you could, if you see Strapped and Dangerous there, when we were talking about this knife, as for these 2 inlaid pins here, he says they're commemorative of his dad's World War II service, which is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. We love military members here, and so many, I guess just kind of the niche that I'm in, you know, in terms of knives, but I get to speak with and talk to so many military veterans and active military personnel, and I really appreciate your service. Canadian, American, it doesn't really make much difference to me. I appreciate the American forces just the same as my own. Alan, did I say the merch is up on your site? No, I did all the product shots for them this evening, I was explaining. And then next week, hopefully early next week, they'll be up on the website. Fairly limited stock to start, especially since people have been buying it up privately. Hey, thank you, Sam. I'm glad you love watching my channel. Check out today's new video if you haven't seen it yet. If you really love watching the channel. We've got lots of awesome leatherwork coming, though. The ever since I first showed it, the pocket clip sheath has been getting a lot of attention. A lot of attention. And for good reason. It's just a fantastic, fantastic design, in my opinion. It works so good. And by the way, bites the pocket so hard, it's not trying to leave the pocket. There's my own, again, that beautiful mini tradesman. Look how cool that looks. And with this camera, I do like that the fact of being on my phone. The cameras are so much richer. The colors are so much richer, sorry. And look at that green, just darkens it up on camera. This thing has been beat on and beat on. Looks like I've got my blade covered with some good epoxy there now. Just lovely. But a really, really fun piece. And the feedback I've been getting of those of you that have them and have been beating on them yourselves, it's a home run. You guys are loving it. You're having fun with it. You're beating on them. You like the design. So that excites me. Alan, are you the only person shaping handles? For the most part at this point, yes. Sam, you had an old-timer hunting knife when you were 16 and would love to have me make it better. Happy to do so. Shoot me an email, Kyle at np-inc, and that's Inc. as in incorporated, so inc.ca. Kyle at np-inc.ca, and we can certainly set that up for you, buddy. That is correct, Chad. That is how I see it, buddy. Hey, Jared Miller, you've missed almost the entire live stream. We're just about to shut her down here. I'm just about to head home to my lovely wife, and very excited to do that. I have a wonderful wife. She may or may not be watching right now, but I was thinking just yesterday I was working and just thinking about her. You know how things just happen to run through your mind. And I said, man, I really got a good one. I couldn't imagine having a partner any different than my wife. She's just the perfect wife for me. When are we going to see the Bake Apple XL in stock? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll try to get a run of those on the go soon. But my custom list is... actually, I was about to say it's really growing, but over the past couple of weeks, I am really doing a good job chipping away at it. The website is starting to get built up with a little stock again. It's exciting. It's very exciting. Making some, it's a fight, but starting to make some progress, get ahead of the curve now, where I can get custom builds out the door while keeping some product on the site. And that's the goal, of course, because I can't say no to either. I want to do both of those. So live stream on Good Friday, I'm going to say no. We won't be doing a live stream on Good Friday. I'll be with my family. My wife will be off work, and we'll Easter weekend. Easter's a pretty big time in the Noseworthy household, and we'll be snuggled up close on Good Friday. Maybe we could figure out a Thursday one or something like that. Maybe. Although Thursday won't work because Thursday nights my wife and I lead the church youth group. And we've got something planned for the Thursday right before Good Friday, but we'll see. I throw a post up on the YouTube here, on the Instagram, the Facebook, maybe an email. We'll see, but we'll figure it out. Maybe the Saturday. Maybe we'll do a Saturday one. Have a wonderful remainder of your weekend. Have a great Sabbath. I'm excited for some rest. Maybe I'll get down at the boat for a little bit and do some filming. I appreciate all you guys so much. I really appreciate you watching and shopping and yeah, helping me live this phenomenal dream of a life that I'm living. Keep warm, Chad. Keep warm. Enjoy your beverage. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great next week. Shoot me an email if you want to get in contact with me. If there's anything you want to ask questions about from this live stream, if you want to have a chat about something, or you're just having a tough time and you need Uncle Kyle to guide you through, I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. Thanks again so much. Enjoy your weekend. I'm headed home. As soon as I can figure out how to close this live stream. Let me see if I can figure this out. Oh, I got it. See ya.